Ahoy! Uh, Comics.
Yeah, whoa.
We're
Hunter,
doing it.
how are you doing?
Dune
Get it?
2
You
was
get it?
excellent. Yeah,
I
I
know, wasn't it
get
so
it.
good, man? I we didn't You didn't see it last time we recorded. It was
Yeah, I saw it the day later, but yeah, wow, I get it. I
I've
get
seen it
it.
twice. What a master. Oh my
I
goodness
think I might see it
gracious.
again.
It's
Been back. We
Did you see it in IMAX?
I did, yeah.
My
My God. Even
God.
just the scene where he's just sitting there with
I
like
know.
Zendaya and it just shows like I think they filmed outside Dubai, just the deserts. It's like,
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
and you know the scene where he's attracting the sandworm? What a
Yeah. Yeah,
masterpiece.
that's my favorite scene in the movie, I think, is
Absolute cinema.
yeah.
Yeah.
The first thing I said when I hit record was comics, and then we started talking about movies. But
Oh, you saw Kung Fu
context,
Panda yesterday, right?
yeah,
What was that like?
it was
Okay, so
mid.
I've seen the trailer. I saw the commercial. I didn't even see the trailer. I saw the commercial for Kung Fu
Hmm.
Panda, and it's Poe versus Earth 42 Poe.
No, no.
So what is Poe fighting Poe for?
The villain is like a shapeshifter.
Oh, I was literally like, they're doing a multiverse for Kung Fu
No,
Panda.
there
Okay,
there is like he does fight like a version of himself, but it's a shapeshifter. But
okay.
yeah, mid. I didn't really like it that much. I
Damn.
love the first three, but I don't know.
Was it because of Aquafina?
Yeah. Okay,
Was it actually?
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Here's
Here's
the
the
thing.
thing.
Jack Black as Poe is really good, but he also voices Bowser, and there's a big difference between those
I do
two,
not.
right?
Yes.
Big difference. You can tell they're separate characters. Every single time I hear Aquafina in a voice acting role, which happens way
She's
too
just
often,
Aquafina. Yeah.
it's like that's Aquafina. Like,
Yeah.
even though she's playing different
That's Nora
characters,
from the Bronx. You know that
yeah,
show?
no.
She's got a show called Nora from the Bronx where she plays herself. She's like
Oh,
Seinfeld, dude.
she
Yeah.
plays Aquafina. Okay, well,
Yes.
I don't know. It's just even though like her character in this is completely different from like Scuttle in the live action Little Mermaid, they feel
Yeah.
the
What a great
same.
character Scuttle was, too.
Yeah, they just it feels the exact same, and it bothered me that she eventually replaced the original cast because the
She was that
original,
dragon. She was that dragon. And remember Raya and the Last Dragon? She
yeah,
was the
it's the
last
same character.
dragon.
Yeah,
She was
that
Aquafina, right? Oh,
Raiden was
yeah.
that was a good movie, but she did not fit that
I
character.
don't think so either. Yeah. Imagine
I
she
don't
was
know.
also the dragon in Shang-Chi
Yeah,
because she's also just Aquafina in that movie.
she is. Yeah.
She's good in that movie though. It's a good movie. Comic books though, those are pretty good.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe we'll talk more movies, but I just want to give context for me saying comics at the beginning. Obviously, this is a comic book show. We had DMs and comments on the last podcast episode, last few, saying you guys don't talk about comics anymore, which is kind of true. We kind of stopped, but we actually, well, all of us except for one host who's not here at the moment, actually read comics still every week. We
It's
just
true.
we start talking on this podcast. We try to keep it under 2 hours, and we end up talking about the news
Talking about
mostly
Sonic. Yeah.
and Sonic and MCU and stuff like that. So Harper and JD aren't here at the moment, but JD's gonna join hopefully soon.
Maybe.
And
I mean, yeah,
Harper
hopefully.
just sent a picture saying have fun. So
They well, he did tell us last week he wasn't going to be on because you said you thought he was going to kill himself, which I have listened to that so many times. That's like literally my favorite ending to the podcast ever. Like
I
it's
actually forgot about that. So I guess I just showed a picture that Harper is alive. It's confirmed.
yeah, yeah, good. Whew. I
Yeah.
was worried.
Join for a second. I'll get Harper to confirm that
He's
he's
not going to
not.
join.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, we got comics, so we were going to talk about comics not only that came out this week because there's like the new Spider-Man series, there's Batman, there's Avengers, but we'll talk about like the series that we've been reading. I actually started a new series this week and I can't put it
Oh,
down, which I'll get to later. But yeah, we have Batman. I've been reading a lot of Miles Morales Spider-Man. I'm caught up on all my comics now except for Avengers, which I'm literally halfway through this issue, so I'm still down to talk about it
hmm.
this week. But yeah,
Yeah, I got a
what have
lot of
you been
books too.
reading?
Well, I mean, books that came out this week. I had a lot of opinions on Ultimate X-Men. Came
Right,
out.
I'm curious about that. I've
Avengers
seen
came
a
out.
lot.
Spectacular Spider-Man came out, and
Yeah.
Batman came out. But I have been reading like obviously week to week. Like I'm trying to think. I probably top of my pile every time it comes out is probably Batman. Genuinely, like every time. That's probably the issue I look forward to the most every month.
Really?
But yeah, because I
Even
just don't
okay.
care, man.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. That's the thing about me when I read these. I don't care. It's Batman and it's drawn well, man. It looks
Yeah,
so good.
it
So
does.
I yeah. Um, but I have been I just the issue with me reading is that a lot of the times I either cannot find the time or the space to read the physical books I have. And so I
Makes
get to the
sense.
digital stuff and then I'm just like reading Batman again. You know, like reading like
Yeah.
some older Batman story. And that's all it's literally always what happens. Is like I have Deadly Class, I'm halfway through the compendium and like sometimes I just don't have the time and I don't have the space and I just find a Batman issue on the app and I'll just read that. And I'm just like, fuck, man, I've read this issue a million times.
Yeah.
You know?
That'll happen. Yeah.
It happens all the time. I was telling you about this earlier. I read this Suicide Squad issue, this Ostrander like early Suicide Squad issue. It was fucking
Oh,
hilarious.
I thought
It
you were
was
referring to a new one.
no. It was like issue 10 of the Suicide Squad, like the original run, and it's
Okay.
basic. It's the first time they meet Batman, the Suicide
That's
Squad
cool.
ever. Like literally the first time they ever meet Batman. And what happens is Batman under an alias gets sent to Belle Reve, and so he's like in the prison, and he arranges so that his costume will be mailed to him. So his costume is in the mail room and he is in a jail cell. He breaks out of the jail cell. He gets his costume. He goes over to the computers. He steals a thumb drive that has all of the Suicide Squad data on it. And then
That's
he's
cool.
confronted by Amanda Waller. And Amanda Waller says, "Hey, Batman, you left all your fucking fingerprints all over the jail cell and we know who you are, and if you don't give us the thumb drive we're just going to leak your identity." And Batman's like, fine, and he gives them the thumb drive. It's the most pussy Batman I've ever seen in my entire life. He just gives up. And I was just like, if this was today, Batman would have been like, I was wearing not like minuscule gloves
Yeah.
that covered every digit of my fingerprints. But it's just Batman going, oh, I didn't think of that. All right, shit. All right,
I
fine.
always, yeah, he would have that like fake glove because do you
Yeah,
remember in Scott Snyder's
it's
New
just the
52
funniest thing.
Batman, Clayface
The masks.
touches like
Oh
the
yes, yeah,
chin
yeah,
of Batman becomes Bruce Wayne. They're like, oh my God, Bruce Wayne is Batman. But he's like, nah, I have like a fake skin on. And he like
yeah,
literally
and it's
peels fake
yeah,
skin off.
ridiculous.
Like, does he just wear fake
Yeah,
skin that's
he
his
must.
own DNA on there?
But
Like,
it's like he wasn't like I was just like he didn't wear gloves. He didn't think they would
yeah,
find his fingerprint. It was the most dumb shit ever.
that's
It was
something that
so
like
it was
Oliver Queen
so
would do.
it was just the idea that they go that Batman, he's got the thumb drive and it's like stick it in their face like I have all your data, and they're like we have your identity, and he's just like, oh,
No, you could have you
all right,
take it.
fine.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you win this one, Amanda
Just gives it
Waller.
back.
Yeah, that's literally what he does. He just gives it back.
Yeah, that
It
is
was
bad.
it was so funny. It was so funny. I
Damn,
loved it. Yeah.
did you read that? Do you have DC Universe? Is that how you're
Yeah,
reading
that's what I read
this?
it on. Yeah.
Okay, I don't have DC Universe. I just have Marvel Unlimited, but
It's a good app, man. It's where I used
yeah.
to read World's Finest for the most part. And then I had
You're
to,
caught up now though.
yes, I am caught up.
You read 24.
Yeah, no, yeah, I read 24. That's the Dark Side one.
That's the latest one, yeah. What do you
Yes.
think? Is it the best current DC title?
Is it okay? Is it the best current DC title? Here's the question. Um, what else is there?
I'm reading Batman, Green Lantern,
No, yeah, it is. Yeah,
Superman. Superman's really
that
good.
was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is
Wonder
obviously the best one.
Woman, it's pretty good.
I have opinions about Wonder Woman, but
We'll get into it.
World's Finest, I think, yes. Yeah. So I was more just taken aback by the fact that like there's all these accusations.
That's my focus. Yeah, keep going.
There's all these accusations that I am not a DC fan. There's accusations that I hate DC and that I think it's stupid and that like, oh, I'm like a Marvel fanboy. And like, yes, I am a Marvel
Yeah,
fanboy.
you
But I
are.
love DC comics, is what people don't understand. My favorite character is Superman. And so like seeing all those DC characters, especially the classic versions of them that Wade and Moira could do so well, it's just like, God, I fucking love this universe, man.
It's just a
It's
DC
so good.
Universe book. Like,
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. And I was just like, God, I love seeing Plastic Man. I love seeing
mhm.
Ted Cord. I love seeing all these characters drawn by Dan Moore. It was just sick. It's just awesome.
Yeah. The whole book is just the DC Universe. It's Batman and Superman are in every title or every issue, I mean, but every issue also features like seven other heroes.
Yeah, Green
So
Arrow is going to be there, and Wonder Woman's there, and they just
yeah,
take over the book for a little bit, for like a couple of pages. I love it.
Robin and Supergirl have like their own
Their
issue.
entire issue, yeah.
Yeah. So it is just like a DC Universe book, which makes me really want this creative team on a Justice League book eventually, because I know they'll make like a
They're
unique
gonna have to
team.
do it, right?
Yeah, I mean they're doing the summer event, the Ultimate
Yeah,
Power
absolute
or
power,
something.
ultimate
Yeah.
power, yeah. And so, but that's when we talked about this last week, obviously, that's probably going to lead to a Justice League. So it would have to be them on Justice League. Like, there's no other creative team at DC right now that could do Justice League than them.
Yeah.
There's like 3 writers at DC,
Which
and they're not
sucks.
going to give it to Tom Taylor.
I
You
hope
know,
not.
Williamson did it; he killed them, and Tom King's not going to do Justice League.
No, he
I don't
wouldn't
think
do
Chip
that.
Zdarsky's going to do Justice League. So like,
He's busy, so
yeah,
let's just say that.
I think it's just got to be Mark Waid. And I mean, like, duh, he's written them before. Just give him another.
Yeah, and he's not writing Shazam anymore. This week was the last Shazam issue that he's writing.
Mhm.
I got it right here. But yeah, he's off after this issue 9. He only did 9 issues of Shazam.
I remember you guys being like, "This is the creative team that's going to stick around." Finally,
Yeah, no
9
no
issues.
one wants to stay with Shazam.
No one stays with Shazam. It's
It
you know
was
what? That's very
2
sad.
arcs.
Even Billy's parents didn't want him. Even the writers don't want Billy.
Which is
Sad.
odd. Like they said that they had ideas for years to come, which is exactly what Jeff Johns
You're
said.
yeah.
So it's disappointing that no one seems to care enough about Shazam. Josie Campbell's the new writer, so I like that, but not
Rosie
as much as
Campbell.
yeah.
What did they write?
They I think it's just is it not her?
I think it is. Yeah, but I'm trying to remember him. No, she. Oh, why is it a
It's
picture of a?
she.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I saw, there's a different picture for the writer. But yeah, oh, new champion of Shazam. They wrote your favorite book ever, the Mary Marvel book.
That book actually is good.
I
It's like
know you loved that book.
it was only
Future State Green
4 issues or
Lantern.
something.
Interesting. Amazon's Attack. Okay, I mean at least she's written stuff.
Yeah, she wrote the part of Wonder Woman Rebirth, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just
Uh
looking at this now.
she's writing the My Adventures with Superman tie-in comic that was announced like yesterday.
Oh, is that what this is?
Lazarus Planet. Future
Yeah, I
State
see
Justice
Lazarus
League, which
Planet.
is one of the better ones.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So yeah, she
Uh,
is a talented writer. It's just I don't
yeah,
know. I was in for Mark Waid and Dan Mora, so
yeah. But are you going to continue reading?
no.
Damn. What if it's like have you heard that like Kelly Thompson's Birds of Prey is apparently like a masterpiece?
I hear it's one of the best titles right now.
Exactly. So it's like fuck, I can't negate any a book, any idea.
Mhm.
You just gotta stick with it, I guess. You gotta just see if it's good on its own.
Which
Like
is
I'm like, fuck, do I really have to read Birds of Prey? Is it that good?
I mean
Hollywood Reporter says it's the best superhero comic of the year.
the thing with Birds of Prey, like the current run, is it's exactly what you want from a Justice League book where it's just random characters teaming up.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
It's just
And I
Cassandra
love
Cain and
Kelly
Big
Thompson,
Barda
dude.
are on a
I
team.
love
Like,
Kelly Thompson. I think she's the best. So it's like, okay, yeah, I guess I buy that.
I
But
saw someone on the comic book subreddit compare it to Defenders Beyond, where it's just like wacky, fun
it's fun.
adventures with this team.
Yeah. Shit, maybe I gotta read it.
I'm
Yeah.
not too interested, but I do hear really good things. I don't think it's as good as World's Finest, but I also haven't read it, so I can't really judge.
Well,
I
Hollywood Reporter says it's better than World's Finest. So
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess
You
your opinion
mentioned
is.
that you don't really like Wonder Woman right now.
I said I have opinions on Wonder Woman.
I
Um,
still think it's great.
I think okay, here's my thoughts on Tom King's Wonder Woman, right? Okay, first of all, Daniel St. Pierre is insane. The guy's crazy,
Oh
man.
my god.
Like, yeah, he's doing some crazy shit with these books. I remember reading when he was on Philip Kennedy Johnson's Action Comics, and that was like the first book that at least I saw him on, and I was like, God, this guy's a maestro, dude. Like his work is insane.
Hmm.
And then obviously he did what Death Metal? Not Death Metal, Dark Crisis,
Yeah, he did.
and
Yeah.
like obviously again a good choice for the event, and Wonder Woman is a good choice for him. I'm just not. I love Tom King. Tom King's probably at least one of the top writers of his generation. But just focus on fucking Wonder Woman. Can we get her inner monologue? Can we get what she thinks about
Oh yeah.
situations?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's about Diana, but it's really about what everyone thinks of Diana. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
can we just get into her?
We
And I've
get the
noticed this is a
thoughts
thing.
of Steve and the
This is
King of
interesting.
America and stuff.
Yeah, whatever, the sovereign, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I've noticed this is a thing with Tom King. I remember watching an interview with him, and this is something I never thought about, but did you know that there are no internal voice like dialogue boxes for Batman in his Batman run? He never does that once.
Really?
Yeah, he never does that.
It's all just
Every writer does that. He
Selena.
never does that. Isn't that fascinating?
It's just
So I
Selena
guess
and Alfred,
I
I
guess it's
guess.
just his thing, right?
Yeah.
No, but like even if it's Selena and Alfred, it's something they're saying out loud, and usually it's like superimposed over another moment. But he never once does like Batman's thoughts.
Yeah,
It's
I can't
like
think of any book that doesn't
that
do
he's
that.
written that does that, or
Even
yeah, or
World's
any book that
Finest will
doesn't
do that.
exactly, exactly. And
Like
so like I
Justice League
guess
will do that, and that's balancing like 7+
yeah,
characters.
I guess he just doesn't like to do that. I don't know.
He'd
So
rather show rather than tell, I guess.
yeah, but it's like, but can we have Diana? Like, okay, the Make a Wish issue was cute, and like this issue of her fighting Grail was sick, but like, I mean, I'm in it for Tom King. Can we just do more character stuff? Like, he said he was gonna make Diana like, you know, her, like, like one of the like, because the issue with Wonder Woman is that she doesn't have any defining runs, and Tom King has said this, but it's like, is it just action sequences that's going to make this book? Can we like get into her for a bit?
Yeah.
Trinity's really doing it for me. I'm kind of buying these books for the Trinity backups at this point because I love them. But
Yeah,
I don't
the
know, man.
Trinity backups are great, but at the same time, Trinity in the main story, she appeared in like a cell like 2 issues ago, which was two
Yeah,
months ago, and we haven't seen her since. Like,
yeah.
I feel
I
like
don't know.
I don't know
And I
her.
think this next issue is like a random something other issue, and then the next one is going to be getting
Really?
back to it, right? Yeah, I think the next one isn't following this plot. It's like some other issue, and then 8 is going to be back on the plot because what Wonder Woman
Oh,
gets stolen at the end, right? She gets taken.
yeah. Next issue is about
Yeah,
Superman.
yeah, yay! Like that's what I'm buying Wonder Woman for.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I don't know. I think it's a lot of people talking about Diana and not a lot of Diana doing anything of consequence.
Makes sense, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understand those complaints, but at the same time, like
The art's sick,
the art is amazing. I am
and
really
and
enjoying the
they
story.
fucking what destroyed
The Washington
the
Monument.
Washington Monument, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
no.
That just looks
Oh,
ridiculous. Like
I was, but I remember I had to like, I was reading it last week or whenever it came out 2 weeks ago, and I was just like, I flipped the page and I was like, that's like, that can't be the Washington Monument. And like, I went back to the beginning. I was like, okay, they're at the Washington Monument. And then I went back and I was like, they just fucking destroyed
they
the
they
Washington
mentioned that
Monument.
it's the Washington Monument.
And I was like, no, it just can't
There's
be.
some things
But
where
it,
it's like, can you destroy like a
a national
landmark
landmark. Yeah, it's
in
like
a
when Thor
comic?
blew up the Statue of Liberty. Remember in Immortal Thor issue 1?
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, like you can't do that.
But then
It broke
you
my
think like
heart.
how many like X-Men comics have you read where like the pyramids get damaged?
Yeah, or Magneto destroys all of New York or something, and it's like,
Yeah.
all right, fine.
So like the monument's gone, but it'll be
Stay,
back
but
next
don't
time
do it
it
in my don't
appears.
do it in my country. But it's also, I guess, like a metaphor, because this is a very politically charged book. I don't know.
Mhm.
I let him cook. It's Tom King, but like, I do wonder if he's is he in this for the long run? You got 85 issues of Wonder Woman. Like,
I
you know what I
hope
mean?
so. I hope so.
I don't know. Nobody is though. Nobody's ever in the long run for Wonder Woman.
For her, no, because but Tom King said like he wants this to be a bigger character because when it comes to DC, it's like, oh, the biggest characters of the Trinity, but the Flash is way more popular than Diana.
Yeah, even like Harley Quinn is more popular than Diana. You know, it's
Yeah.
like so.
Green
Yeah, what do
Lantern
we?
might be, Aquaman even might be. So
Yeah,
she's the least popular
like
Trinity
popular.
member.
Like I think it's popular. Maybe she's like okay in terms of like socially, she's the most. She's definitely one of the most popular. But it's more when you talk to people, nobody has ever read a good Wonder Woman book.
My
You know,
favorite Wonder Woman comic is Year One.
year one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that random. Yeah, it's like because it's pretty good. You know,
Yeah.
but I've never read like a or even the Daniel Warren Johnson one, Dead Earth. I fucking love that book. And
Okay.
I'm like, it's just ridiculous, you know. But I've
Spine
never
to
read like
Superman.
there's no all-star Superman of Wonder Woman, you know,
No. Yeah, there isn't.
and there should be.
Because you
Like
see like DC Comics sometimes they post like get ready for this Wonder Woman thing by reading these stories. And it's like you see Wonder Woman New 52 and Wonder Woman Rebirth. It's like those are just the
yeah, I didn't
most
like New
recent
52 Wonder Woman.
ones. I didn't either.
Rebirth is fine. I know people say that Hikita, it's Gail Simone, I think. People love that book, and I haven't read it because it's a graphic novel. It's kind of hard to get.
Oh, I
It's
haven't
not
read
like
it either.
issues of Wonder Woman, but we should probably read Hikita because people say that's the best Wonder Woman story. But that might even be Rucka. I don't know. I know Greg Rucka wrote a lot of Wonder Woman, but
Hmm.
there's yeah, I just feel like there's not a lot of good ones. But I do
I
like her. I like Diana.
I think King has a good story. I know
Yeah,
it's very political, but like just get rid of Amazon. It's like that's the plot. And I think
yeah.
that's good because it's intriguing, it's dark, it's serious, it's I know some people prefer Diana not to be such a serious character, but she isn't in these comics.
Yeah, he balances it well. Like she is she's well characterized. It's
Hmm.
just like I feel like we're never getting her perspective on anything.
She doesn't even have a sword in this series.
Do you like the sword? You like the
I
sword and the shield on Wonder
I
Woman?
do.
I prefer just lasso, like no sword, no shield, just fists.
I'm not against that. Like I'm okay with her just doing fists and a lasso, but I didn't even notice until this issue because Grail says pick up your sword. She says I got rid of it. I was like, oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
you
Oh
did.
yeah, she did. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I enjoy it, but also you notice there's this panel in the latest. It's Commander Steel like getting grabbed, but we never see what happens.
I guess we'll see, right?
It's
It's
like
gonna be
halfway
like
through the book, but we don't get an answer to this.
it's gonna be like I was gonna say it's Amanda Waller, but that's definitely not Amanda Waller's
It's
hand.
a Wonder Girl probably.
Cassie or Yara, Floor, or
Because
whoever.
they
Yeah.
set up the three Wonder Girls to help her, and then they didn't appear in this issue, so it's probably
What did he?
like Donna.
I remember Tom King saying something that he's going to do more with Donna and all of them, and that's cool. Like I like the idea that maybe if the next arc is Diana's been kidnapped and we need the Wonder Girls to go save her, that's fun. I like
That's
that.
awesome, yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of them being a team on their own, but I don't know. I need something more.
Have we ever had a Wonder Girls team? I know there's only been two for
I
like
mean, they team
decades.
up. I don't know if they've ever like
It's not
been
like
a
the Bat
team.
Family though.
No, I mean like what? Who is it? How many are there? There's
Three.
Yara,
Oh,
there's
there's four.
Donna, there's Cassie, and then people count Nubia, but she's not a Wonder Girl.
There's Artemis.
Yeah, yeah, it is also Artemis. But Artemis was Wonder Woman at a point, so there is
Yeah.
like a Wonder Woman family.
With like,
But this
yeah.
every
Yeah.
character has one of those though at DC especially.
Yeah, how many Batmen are there?
Yeah, and then like there's a Superman family, and like there's
Flash
the Flash
family.
fucking
Oh yeah, there's
family
so
and
many
all that. Yeah.
Flashes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I just feel like
yeah, that's
Diana's
just a
family is
that's like
rarely
DC though, is
used.
their legacy thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I want to see the Wonder Girls be more of a team.
What happened
So
to her brother?
Jason, yeah,
Jason was
Jason
born on the
Prince,
same day as Grail.
same day as her. I thought they were twins.
Oh yes, right. No,
Same day as
when was
Diana.
Grail born? Wasn't Grail born on
Grail was
Themyscira?
also born the same day,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
but she
That's
was
fucking
born
stupid.
in like a witch's hex or
I
something.
do like that. I do like the idea that Grail, Because at the end of the day, in Darkseid War, Grail is a Wonder Woman villain. It's just in a Darkseid story.
Mhm.
It's just in a Justice League story, but really she's a Wonder Woman villain.
Yeah.
That's what she's always been. And I like the idea of just making her a Wonder Woman villain because she just should be. If you're not going
Yeah.
to use her, just give her to Wonder Woman.
And she's great against Wonder Woman. She's only
She's a good foil.
I like Grail. She's only appeared in 3 stories, and this is one of them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's like I guess she's supposed to be a foil for Diana, right? Like if Diana's dad is supposed to be Zeus in this continuity, and Grail's dad is Darkseid,
Darkseid.
God and the devil, like that's cool.
Yeah.
They got to do more with that. Like that could be your Batman, Joker, Superman, Lex kind of deal. Just build it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is interesting that I guess Jeff Johns took the day that Diana was born and made it like such an event instead of just
Yeah,
Diana
it's
being
like
born.
it's
It's
like a
like,
cosmically important time.
yeah,
Which is
now
which is
Grail was
cool,
also
yeah.
born that day, and so was Jason Prince. And Jason
Yeah.
was just I think Jason was born and they're just like, no, this
What did
ain't
they
right. So
do with Jason?
they just shipped him off.
Like where is he and where did he go?
He lived a normal life in like a beach town. He can fly and everything. He has the same
He
powers as
flies now?
Diana. Yeah, he flies now.
Is he dead though? Like,
I think he might be dead. I can't
oh.
remember.
I don't know if I ever read the story that did that. That like built on that.
Yeah, it's he was just like he didn't like Diana at first because like she's like the hero Wonder Woman and he's just like the guy that was shipped away and didn't get to live like the life that she had just because of how he was born. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, that's interesting, but he also
Well, you live on
sucks.
a warrior woman island, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was just like they could have written him really interesting, but they made him kind of just like some jealous guy.
Well, he maybe should have been a villain then, even.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember when Wonder Woman's mom joined the Justice League?
Bendis.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, with Black Adam.
Oh my god, I just remembered that. Hippolyta, right?
Yeah, that was a weird run.
It
I
was a
didn't like
weird
it.
run.
I did find it funny in a recent Green Arrow issue, Oliver's back. Are you reading Green Arrow?
Yeah.
And he's like going around to the Bendis Justice League being like,
Because it's the
"Hey
last
guys."
team that he was on,
Yeah,
though.
it's
It's like
like
the team he died on. Also,
so
he was the leader of that
he
team,
was.
which I like. I love that, even.
But he goes around being like, let's plan some things. Let's like get the league together." And he goes to Black
Yeah. We
Adam
should
and
get some
Black
drinks
Adam.
sometime. Yeah, Black
Yeah.
Adam's like, who the fuck? I don't even
Yeah,
know.
Black Adam doesn't know who he is.
He
I
doesn't
thought that was
remember him.
funny.
Yeah.
Because that
Did
run
he,
was
does he
also
go to
like 11
Naomi?
issues. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Naomi's
The end of that
gone.
Green Arrow issue was weird, huh?
That issue specifically when Amanda Waller
Sanctuary.
approaches him.
She
I
says,
can't
I need
remember.
you to get Sanctuary.
Oh yeah.
They show the Psycho Pirate's mask.
Yeah.
We're going back to that again.
Psycho Pirate cannot go 3 months without being mentioned in a book.
Yeah. And it's like, we're really going to dig up Sanctuary again. Like, don't we just want to forget it? You know?
Yeah.
Don't you want us to forget it? How many times have you retcon? Are they gonna retcon it again? This would be like the 4th retcon. I don't know. I guess Amanda Waller would want those tapes.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah. I think I might
You
drop
like
Green
Amanda
Arrow.
Waller?
No, I
It's a
mean,
question.
sorry. Yes, but I wouldn't read a title about her.
Would you watch a television show called Waller?
I'm gonna.
I am too.
Like, I don't want it to exist. Like, I rather put your money and resources to another project. Warner Brothers is apparently broke at the moment too, so
Yeah,
who
I mean,
knows if
good thing
that'll get
Dune's making
made.
money, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dune is saving them, and Barbie saved them a lot too.
Do you see that Zack Snyder said that more people watched Barbie, or
That's
more
on the
people watched
news
Rebel
here.
Moon than they did Barbie?
Yeah, Zack Snyder. We'll just get into that real quick. Zack Snyder was on the Joe Rogan podcast
Yeah,
and
wow.
had the worst takes in the world, saying more people
Yep.
watched Rebel Moon than Barbie because it was on
Yes.
Netflix, and he believes that 2 people at least watched Rebel Moon
I watched it
together.
alone,
I
man.
watched it alone too. I hated it.
I thought it was so fucking terrible.
I gave it, I think, a half a star on Letterboxd.
Yeah, it was just shit Star Wars. It was shit Star Wars and shit Seven Samurai.
And the way they were advertising is like, yeah, this isn't your Star Wars. This is Star Wars, but it has like
Yeah.
sex and drugs and swearing. It's PG-13, man.
Yeah, it was, but they're gonna release the director's R-rated cuts. Like, go fuck yourself. Are you
Yeah, I'm not
serious?
gonna watch that. I think that
I
comes out the
probably will
day
though.
Rebel Moon 2 comes out.
But we're gonna watch Rebel Moon too.
I
Uh,
will.
the Child of Fire.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll more people will watch that than Barbie is what he means. Maybe combined, more people will have watched it than
Oh, maybe
Barbie.
he means
No,
combine
there's no
all of
way.
his movies. Okay, yeah, maybe.
I honestly, I still feel like I still feel like no. You combine all of his movies.
Yeah,
I feel
no.
like
No.
everyone in the world was talking about Barbie.
Yeah. I mean, everyone in the world was talking about Batman v Superman too, but people
Yeah,
didn't
bro.
end up seeing it that much. He also said on that podcast that Batman should kill. He's uninteresting if he doesn't kill.
So, did you read the quote? It's a very interesting quote. It's very
You
interesting.
sent it, I think.
I think no, I sent the Barbie quote. So he basically said that he believes it was it's interesting. He says that he believes that Batman should be able to kill because then you can tell the story of what happens to Batman after he's killed someone, right? That it's
Okay.
like it is wrong to have these rules against a character because then you're putting them into like a bubble where they can't ever escape. Right? He says that Batman will be irrelevant if you can't break these rules. And I just feel like I get it. I understand what you mean, but also how boring is it to have Batman kill someone when the entire point is that he doesn't kill people? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's like you're not being clever, you're being lazy. Because like I
Yeah.
remember there's an interview with Scott Snyder, god damn it, where he said like he was talking about how he's like, I've done pretty much everything with Batman. And he said he thought about like what if Batman killed someone? And he said like he could never come up with a story that wouldn't break the character if he killed somebody.
Yeah,
And
because
I'm just
that's
like,
in your history
maybe,
forever.
yeah, like maybe that's just it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so lazy to have Batman kill someone because, like, yeah, sure, duh, you can have Batman kill someone, and then what happens? He feels really bad about it. But it's like, isn't it more interesting if he doesn't, even though he's always tempted with it? Doesn't that make
Hmm.
him the better character?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
That's
not
isn't that what
every
makes him the character?
yeah, not every character has to have that rule. Every hero, like Wolverine, will kill people, and that's fine. It's just
Yeah.
that's part of Batman is that he will never cross that path. That's like a huge reason why he does what he does. It's to
He just
stop
can't. Yeah,
killers.
like it's like I am of the idea that he just stops being Batman the second he kills somebody. You know, like
Yeah.
he just isn't Batman anymore. Like a lot of the reason that Batman works is because like in his core he's hopeful and he believes that people can be better and they can change and they can get better. So like the second he kills somebody and he loses that, he's just the
Hmm.
Punisher. Even if he
Yeah.
doesn't kill anybody else, I'm just like, no, he's done it though. You
Yeah.
know, like you can't take it back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree with that. And you could have characters with no kill rules. You have him kill and it could still be a good story. Daredevil, for example, with Zdarsky.
Yeah.
He's a
And
character that doesn't
Daredevil
kill.
has killed. Like Daredevil, like you remember fucking he blows up a helicopter in Born Again.
Born Again,
And
yeah.
he's like, God forgive me. And it's like, yeah, he killed someone and it wasn't like he doesn't like to kill, but maybe he has to and he has to deal with that. You know, like that's interesting, but
Mhm.
also the execution of it in Batman v Superman is not it, you know?
Yeah, because they don't explain it or anything. It's like
Yeah.
there's just the Batmobile scene, and right off the bat, he's running people over and shooting them, and like
It's
you don't get a like a moment like in Zdarsky's Daredevil where he accidentally kills a thug, and it's like he pauses and he's
yeah,
like, "Oh my
maybe you could do
God,
that story, but even then it's like, you know,
that's not
it's a leap.
Batman." Yeah.
I remember when I was seeing when Batman v Superman was coming out, and I remember telling my dad, like, we're finally gonna get the fucking Batman in the comics. He's not gonna kill people. He looks like Batman. He's sick. I remember in the theater when he drops, like I remember being like, okay, like the first couple of kills, you're like, maybe he didn't kill those guys. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
maybe
just
they lived.
movie. Yeah, maybe that's just movie stuff. And then he drops the car onto the other car, and you see them go, no, no, and then squish.
Yeah.
And my dad leaned over and said, I think those guys are dead. And I was just like, oh my God, like
He
this can't
drives through
be.
cars too.
I just remember being like, this can't be. He can't be killing people right now. Oh
But
my
they
God.
basically show it completely when he's snapping next during the warehouse fight. He gets stabbed at one point in the leg, and he takes the knife out, walks over
He
to the
stabs a
guy,
guy in the
and like looks him in the eyes and does it. He kills KG Beast by shooting his gas
I believe
tank.
you. Yeah.
Like they're not trying to make it subtle. They're not like
No, definitely not.
Bale, where it's like Bale's fights like that guy could be dead, but maybe he
Yeah,
lives.
maybe, but like we didn't say he is, so I guess he's not.
Yeah.
You know, like he blew people up. And
Yeah.
also Bale, right? Let's use Bale as an example. Bale's Batman kills Harvey Dent and he fucking retires. He retires forever. And then
Yeah.
he has to come back eventually, but like he quits because he's like, okay, I'll be the villain that Gotham needs me to be. And that's interesting. You know, he killed Harvey. I mean, he could argue he didn't, but he did. He tackled him off the fucking rooftop.
Yeah,
You know,
Harvey,
and
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 Harvey's never mentioned again.
yeah, and he
So
quits. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like same with Keaton. Like Keaton at least is like going after the Joker. So
Yeah, even Keaton, I'm like, people use Keaton. People, a lot of the issue I have is that people will make the argument where it's like, oh, well, people never complained about Keaton killing. It's like, well, I don't care. I don't like that either. You know,
yeah,
like if it was up to me, Keaton wouldn't kill either. Or it's well, there's a lot of versions of Batman, and when he was invented, he killed people. And it's like, okay, but we know what version of Batman we're talking about. We're talking about the
yeah,
version of Batman that they're like, sure, there's a million versions of Batman, but really there's one. And it's the version that we read about in the title called Batman every fucking month. And he doesn't kill
yeah,
people. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
sure, we could talk about vampire Batman and he bites people. Sure, he kills people, but that's
Red
not the
Sun,
Batman that
Batman.
anybody
Yeah,
cares about. You know what I mean?
I hate.
That argument drives me up the wall,
I
dude.
hate when people bring up like, oh, he killed him in his first appearance. It's like that was almost 100 years ago.
Yeah, and like, so what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a thing about a lot of those DC characters were not fully formed when they were created. You know what I
No.
mean?
Yeah. Like
Batman
I.
killed in his first appearance, and like you didn't even know he was Bruce Wayne. Like that's how fully formed like he wasn't
Mhm.
yet. It was like a twist at the end. It's like, oh my god, Batman's Bruce Wayne, because it's like this character is not supposed to exist forever.
There's no Robin. There's no Alfred. There's no Batcave. I think at that point.
Yeah,
So.
no, there's absolutely it's Gordon and Batman. Those are the first two characters
Mhm.
invented.
And
It's
even
Detective
then, it's
27.
the kill. It's not like he's a murderer or anything. He kicks a guy in the head, and you get a little
Well,
like
to be
crack that
fair,
happens.
Batman issue 1, he does hang a guy.
Yeah.
He hangs a guy from the bat plane and says he's better off this way. So, so
That's 1938. So it's
yeah, so yeah, it's we can accept that, you know.
yeah. But like yeah, like you said, this Batman doesn't kill. I guess Batman issue 145 came out this week. Dark Prisons. It's Jorge Jimenez is back on art. Joker Year One is finally over. I'm kind of glad it was weekly because it went by fast.
Imagine that was 3 months, dude.
Yeah, it's over. I didn't like it at all. It sucked.
I kind of liked it, even though it wasn't good. I liked it though.
I didn't
I don't know
like it.
what it is. I think I just like Batman. I think I think I said where it's like, okay, with Spider-Man, when Spider-Man gets bad, I'm just like, okay, they're actively trying to ruin this character. But with Batman, I'm like, yeah, they're trying to do something different. I don't like it, but it's whatever.
Yeah,
You know?
fair. But now it's back to the main story, which is actually interesting.
Yeah.
Batman was injured extremely badly in, I guess, January, and he was taken in by Failsafe to a prison. He
Yeah.
says it's
Failsafe
under Blackgate, so it's like,
Failsafe has Zur-En-Arrh in him.
yeah, Batman's in the basement of Blackgate
Yeah.
with Joker as a cellmate.
Which is
Which
cool. It's a cool
that's
idea. It's a cool
awesome,
like
yeah.
little elevator pitch, right?
Yeah, and Joker is paralyzed, so he can't move at the moment, but so Bruce is like safe to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Joker still talks to them, and I love how Darsky writes a good Joker, honestly.
I think he loves that. He's obsessed with the Joker.
He is, which
He just did Joker
Scott
year
Snyder
one.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he does write a good Joker here because he has just dialogue of Batman and or I guess Bruce and Joker talking, and Joker mentions at one point like I love this. It's
Yeah,
like,
this
yeah,
is
Joker
awesome.
would love this. Just like your greatest rival is your cellmate.
Yeah. Like, and it, yeah, I'm just wondering where like where we'll start to go up in this, and by that I mean like when the things start to get lighter, like we're going downhill pretty heavily. Like things are getting pretty
Yeah,
bad. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
wondering when the arc occurs, when like Batman will start to get better, and what does that look like? Because like he's still missing a hand. You know, like is he
Yeah,
gonna
that's
get that?
true.
He's got a robot hand. When is he
Alfred
gonna
did
get
too
better?
at one point.
When's he
Yeah.
gonna expel Zurinar? You know, like when's he gonna be like, I'm not Batman, I'm Bruce Wayne, and he's gonna expel Zurinar. That's gonna
Oh, that
happen.
yeah,
So,
that'll happen for sure.
I don't know. I like it though. I'm with it.
Says the Batman he lockpicks his cell every so often and walks around the jail just to kind of
Yeah,
map out the place.
he wraps like bandages around his face
It's like
so that
hush.
nobody knows he's Bruce Wayne.
But people could tell it's Batman because as he walks by, Vandal Savage sees him. He's like, "Is that Batman?"
Is that Batman over there? I mean,
Bruce says,
because he also makes sure to keep the mouth open so everyone recognizes Batman's chin.
"Yeah, you could tell like
He could
Batman's here."
definitely cover his mouth.
He mentions that every time he sleeps at night, he wakes up, he walks around the cells, and he sees that they're being filled. Like Failsafe is actively filling this dark prison. Name of the arc.
Yeah.
Vandal Savage is also here, and Vandal's been living in Bruce Wayne's old mansion for
He's living
past
in the
like
house
year.
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah,
He bought it in Gotham War.
yeah.
Yeah, that did happen.
But now he's in the cell, so Bruce walks up to him and just asks, like, "Oh, you're here. I guess that means Failsafe took over the mansion." And Vandal's just like, "Yeah, yeah." But I like how Vandal Savage has like, he's just a guy in this. He's just like a bachelor.
Yeah. I like that we did Gotham War, but the Bat family, which Bruce has said, like, I hate you all. You're not my children, pretty much. They've all gone like he's not doing well. Like we still love him. Like I like that they still want to help him because like it
Yeah,
would have been so easy for Zdarsky to just put the wedge in between them and they all hate each other now. But I like that they still care about Bruce and they still want to protect him because they're like he's probably going insane. Like this happens all the time.
yeah, they get it.
Yeah.
Failsafe is going around. He's taking it, getting rid of thugs. He meets up with Jason Todd at one point, and basically just threatens him, being like, "Hey, you're part of the family. Uh, obviously, I'm a robot now, but I'm still
Yeah,
Bruce."
yeah, he's trying to convince him that he is actually Bruce.
Yeah, and Jason doesn't buy it at all. So Failsafe just kind of threatens him, be like, "You're free to do what you want, but if you end up doing crimes or killing, like I will end you." Damien also approaches Failsafe, and Failsafe has Zero and R inside of him, so he has the minds of Bruce Wayne, the thoughts of Bruce Wayne, the memories of Bruce Wayne, so he's able to convince Damien that he is Bruce Wayne by mentioning something that only Bruce Wayne would know, which gets Damien kind of to trust.
It's good art, man. It's good.
Jorge really draws good. I mean, Super Sons.
Yeah, it's so good.
And he draws him looking older than he was in Super Sons, which is nice. But he's still like he's 14, so he's still a kid in the
Yeah.
end.
I love his Bruce. I just really like the way Jorge draws this Bruce Wayne. He's just
The
old as
buzz cut.
fuck.
Yeah.
He's just so old. Look at he's got wrinkles around his eyes and everything. He's just so old.
He's probably in his 40s. It's just like he doesn't sleep much.
Yeah, he's just been straight Batman for so long.
Hmm.
The wrinkles around his eyes where he's clearly just been like scowling his entire life.
Yeah, he mentions this issue too. Like, I'm so tired, but I can't rest.
Yeah, because the Joker's gonna like give me a wet willy when I'm asleep.
Even though the Joker's paralyzed, but he's just like, you can't move. And the Joker just like, oh, nothing a few sit ups can't fix.
Yeah. So
Issue
good.
ends with
This would be his worst nightmare, dude. Batman's just like, oh my god, like I'm locked in a cell with the Joker.
like, I imagine he wakes up at night, turns around, and Joker's like right there.
Yeah.
Like, but Joker's not
So
gonna kill
much.
Batman here. He's just gonna torment him. But he gets gassed. He wakes up next to Daniel Capito, who is from The Night, which is still a story I've never read by Chip Zdarsky.
Yeah. Did I read it? I don't remember. I don't remember actually if I read it. I might have read it.
It's about Bruce training to be Batman.
Yeah, cool.
It's by the
Like
artist. It's
Batman
Zdarsky, but the
Begins.
artist is the guy that did like the first
D.
arcs.
Domenico, yeah.
Yeah, he did like Godspeed arc and Flash, but I don't know. It's good. I feel like this issue was just set up, but I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Did you think it was interesting that there's these backups where Joker is going to be like New 52 Joke?
Yeah, yeah, Joe's Garage.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Zdarsky's really doing some stuff with continuity. He's trying to make it all match. You know how like when Grant Morrison was on Batman, they were like trying to make everything matter.
Yeah.
I think Chip Zdarsky's just doing Grant Morrison's Batman again.
Great. Thanks, man. But, okay, yeah. It's all right. It's like this isn't a Batman run that I'm like, you have to be reading this.
You thought it would be though.
I thought it
It's
would
on
be.
record. It's on
Yeah.
record. Top
Same with
5.
like same with Jed McKay's Avengers. I thought this would be the greatest thing ever made, but we're 11 issues in and I feel like
I like
no.
it. I like this new issue a lot.
With
I didn't get
Jarvis.
through it. It's just Jarvis shows up to the stupid watchtower that the Avengers have, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Okay, we're gonna make this a home though," and he's got like all of his cooking supplies and all this stuff, and he's like gonna make them all their sandwiches, and then chaos ensues. But I just like the idea that they get Alfred. God damn it, they get Jarvis, and they're like, he's here to cook for us when we're hungry.
Has Jarvis been used since like Secret Wars ended?
I think Jarvis was in
Last thing I
Jarvis was
remember was
in
like
Avengers No Surrender, and he got a rock dropped on his head, and he went into a coma, and then they had to go into his blood to save him.
course.
But I don't remember where else he's been. He's got like a thing with Nadia Pym, not like a relationship like that,
Oh,
but like
like
he's like a father figure.
yeah, yeah. Snotty is like 17 or something.
Yes, and Jarvis is old.
Yeah, he's like 60 or something.
Yeah, I like it though. I like Jarvis. Alfred's dead. We're in the Jar Renaissance.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, what I like about this issue, you didn't get to the end, but they are mentioning X-Men a lot. They're
Yeah.
mentioning Orchis, which is the company the Orchis was built in Hawks, and they're like a group of a bunch of different groups. Like it's basically, as a part of AIM, as a part of Shield, Hammer, blah blah blah, and they all mixed because they all fucking hate mutants. And now Orchis has
Right.
launched their attack and they destroyed Krakoa. And I like that the subtext or the subplot at least of this Avengers issue is that the Avengers are like, we have to go help the X-Men though. Like we should probably do that now, you know, because the
Yeah.
next issues are going to be the tie-ins for Fall of the House of X or whatever.
Yeah,
Next
true.
issues of the tie-in. So I like that. I like that we're tying this all in. I like the Avengers getting involved, especially because Tony's like a main character of the Fall of Krakoa. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm Frost stuff, so
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I'll finish the issue when we're done recording.
it's a good issue.
Yeah,
Blood Hunt's gonna be
I'm
good.
enjoying it. I have something to say about Blood Hunt, and that's
Oh,
where does my okay, Miles Morales Spider-Man. This is issue 17. Issue 16 was a tie-in.
Blood. Yeah, and the next one's gonna be Blood Hunt, right?
Miles Morales has struggled so much because of tie-ins.
Yes.
It
Poor
started
guy.
off
There he is.
it was so strong when this run started, and then it had to tie into a Carnage event. I think it was Carnage Reigns for like I think it was 4 issues.
Yep.
And then back to the regular story, and then it had like 3 issues, and then had to tie into Gang War for like 5 issues. And now it's back to the regular story again, and we're gonna get 2 issues of this regular story, and then it's tying to Blood Hunt. So
And then, but are we done after that? Are they gonna make up another event?
they'll do another event. I feel like the main story hasn't happened because you have to
Because it
keep
keeps getting.
pausing.
He's got to be pissed, dude. Cody Ziegler, he's got to be fucking mad about that.
Yeah, because it's like not much has happened in the like I can't even tell you what the main story is. It's like Misty Knight is training him to work as a team with other heroes,
Yeah, and he's trying to chill. He's trying
but
to not be so mad.
yeah, he's having like issues with his spider sense, which they mention in the tie-ins. Like gang war happened, and there's like it's something who's like, oh man, my spider sense is still acting kind of weird. It's like, oh hey, I remember that's the main story. I wonder
Yeah.
if we'll get around to that, but I don't know. It's
I'm
good. I
excited for Blood
enjoy
Hunt
it.
though. Did you see that? So first of all, it says it's the bloodiest event in Marvel history. Did you see that they're producing red versions of this, like a red band version where it's going to be like super
Really?
bloody? Yeah, they're gonna put out the regular version, and then they're gonna put out like a this is graphic violence version of it. That's
I
cool.
didn't know that.
Did
That
you
is
know that
cool.
the new Wolverine arc on the cover it's Sabretooth War, and on the cover it says like this is the bloodiest comic like that Marvel produces right now. It's like warning you like this one's going to be kind of fucked up. Like I
Okay.
like that. They're kind of pushing the envelope right now. It's cool, especially
That
in an event for them to be like, yeah, they're gonna spill some blood.
that
It's
makes me
called
really
Blood
interested.
Hunt.
I
Also, it's
do.
Pepe. I would read anything Pepe draws.
Yeah, he's great too. You read Daredevil recently? You just mentioned Wolverine. I just want to bring this up.
I don't actually think. I think I didn't pull. I don't know. I was thinking about this. I'm like, why have I not read Daredevil? I feel like in forever. I just think I haven't pulled it for
It's
some reason.
cool. The heroes are being
What was the last?
possessed.
What was the last issue?
6.
Did I read that? No, I didn't read that. What the fuck?
You know, just
I
changes
guess
in
I
it.
didn't. I guess I didn't. I guess I didn't get it.
It's good. Yeah, he goes back to hell.
Oh, cool.
He finds out the seven deadly sins are taking over heroes, and he finds, I think, Wrath, because he goes
Who's
to
Wrath?
the bar with no name, and immediately a head gets thrown at him, like just someone was
Oh,
decapitated.
cool. Of
It's
course.
Wolverine, so that like that's
Oh, I
kind of
thought it was
brutal.
Wolverine's head. You meant.
No, just a head in
Oh,
general.
they're gonna
But
fight next issue.
yep, Daredevil versus
Okay,
Wolverine. He fought
but I
She-Hulk
mean,
already. So
Wolverine's gonna win that fight, though.
She-Hulk was possessed by gluttony, so they fought. And now Wolverine is the next person. Ben Urch was I think Envy
Urich.
Urch at the Daily Bugle. He was
Yeah.
possessed. So yeah, it's cool. I like it. So it's just like he's just looking for them, and he has to like knock him out and then perform an exorcist to get rid of him. So
I, I, is it good? Like it was a
yes,
good issue, right? Yeah, I haven't. I guess I haven't caught up. I didn't
the
even
whole
realize
arc's
that. Like
good.
I didn't have it pulled.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's a good book so far. I mean, we're only 6 issues in, but I like it, and there's no tie-ins, which is nice.
Yeah, thank God. Electro's in
Although,
Gang War though.
yeah, but that's like its separate thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Electro was the first to be possessed, which you read in issue 1. But
Yes.
I don't know what Superman's good right now.
Spider
Uh,
Man came out.
so oh yeah, tell me about that because I didn't read it.
I thought it was mid.
Hmm?
I thought it was mid.
Why?
It was. I don't know what. Nothing happens in this issue. This issue. First of all, they do this really corny thing, which it just bothers me. I don't know why it bothers me, but there's a really corny thing where Peter is talking to Miles, and they're talking about being Spider-Man, and then Peter says some goofy thing where it's like, I don't know, man, it just feels like I've been doing this for 60 years. And then Miles says, I know, man, it feels like I've been doing it for 10. I'm like, okay, like
Oh,
that's the joke. The joke is like, oh, these characters are older than like they've
they've been
existed for
around
longer
that
than yeah.
long.
I know, man. I know. I know. But I mean, I love the art. I know he's an acquired taste, but I love Humberto Ramos. I think he's fucking awesome. So like
It
I
looks
just
cool,
and
yeah.
especially he's improved so much over like 20 years at Marvel. Love him. He's like a definitive Spider-Man in my mind. Um Miles is touring ESU and Peter's like I guess also just going to the college and they're getting coffee and this entire issue is kind of framed around them getting coffee and Peter like trying to get Kong from the Ultimate Universe to remember him when he orders coffee. Like
Oh, what? Wait, what?
well,
Kong's in it?
Kong. Yeah, Kenny Kong. I think he's in it. It's not like, from the Ultimate Universe. Like it's not the
Oh,
same Kong, but
oh,
it
okay.
is Kong. And it's also I think cuz Kong is in the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon and Greg
Yeah.
Weisman, did that cartoon.
Because
But
Kong
this
was
entire
like
issue,
he was the school bully that became good.
yep, found out that Peter was Spider-Man like that in like
Yeah.
issue 10, which is awesome. But this entire issue is framed around them going to this coffee shop every day and Peter's like eventually he'll remember my order. Like the entire issue is framed around that and also they fight the Jackal. And then they
Huh.
do a Paul joke calls him Paul. Kong calls him Paul.
That's kind
But
of
like,
funny.
I'm not even kidding. Like, the entire issue is framed around them getting coffee at the fucking like place in the school, and I'm just like, I I thought they were gonna do some Spider-Man shit. I mean,
It's
like they
like
do,
a
but it's like,
boring way to start. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. And it's not like it doesn't set anything up either. Like they fight the Jackal, they beat him, and then like, oh, we're on to the next issue. It's like, okay, like is it gonna be episodic? Is it, I don't know. I feel like we got nothing in this issue. It's just
That sounds like,
Peter and
yeah.
Miles banter, and they do a Spider-Man thing, and that's it. And I'm like, it's fun enough. I like them talking. There's a part where like Peter's basically telling Miles like, "Hey man, we're both Spider-Man. Like, if you tell a really good joke, do you mind if I also use it? Because like if I use it in Manhattan and you're in Brooklyn, no one's gonna know." And Miles is like, "I'll know. Like I'll know that you used my joke." And Peter's just like, it's hard to come up with jokes like every time. I'm like, that's fun, but again, I just feel like they don't do much. I don't know.
There is an issue of Cody Ziegler's Miles where he says a joke to Scorpion, which I guess Peter has said before, because Scorpion's like, the other Spider-Man said that exact same thing, and Miles is like, wait, actually?
That's
So
awesome.
I
They did that in the
like
Ultimate
that
Universe too,
banter.
though, didn't they?
Yeah, they would like say the same stuff.
I like that. But yeah, I mean, it's the book they should have always made. It's this book that should have existed for, 10 years at this point, but I don't know. It was all right.
It's just mid. Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay.
Are you gonna keep reading it?
Yeah, I
You
am.
should. I mean, there's a cover that makes me intrigued, but I hate it too. It's Miles going on a
The coin
date
one?
with
Oh, the
Miss
Kamala
Marvel.
one. Right.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
like, okay. The pairing, it makes sense.
Oh,
Miles also has.
Miles Miles in this issue. Peter, they're going to the coffee shop on the campus, and Miles is talking to Peter, and he says we go in cool, act cool, maybe meet some cute college girls. And then Peter goes, "You're too young and I'm too old." And Miles goes, "Come on, you can meet a cute grad student, and I'm actually seeing someone, but a little flirt don't hurt nobody." I'm like, that's
Ooh.
kind of, you're being a dog, Miles. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, don't Miles.
Yeah.
Don't-
Come on, man. You know, at
I'm
least
sure.
Peter says he's too old. Because
Yeah.
he's fucking old, man. He's like 30.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Come on, Miles. I don't-
Oh, okay. There is a funny part. The Jackal's name is Miles Warren,
Mhm.
and Peter is quipping, and he says, "I don't get it. Destruction was never Miles's thing." And then Miles Morales webs Peter's face, and he's like, "You don't use my name in public." And then Peter's like, "I'm talking about the Jackal, dude. Like, calm down." And I'm like, that's there's a lot of fun moments where you clearly Craig Wiseman was like thinking of these jokes and like, oh, what's a joke they've never made before? Like, but I'm
That's
like,
one, yeah.
that's fun. But again, I don't know. I want some more. And there's a lot of
Yeah.
random. I don't know. There's a lot going on. It's a $5 issue. So
That's most issues now. Daredevil number 6, $5.
yeah, but apparently Marvel's gonna
They're gonna
bring the
back off with
prices
that.
down, right? Good.
Yeah. I mean, Avengers this week was $3.99.
Yay! Only $4, but Ultimate X-Men was $6.
Because it's an issue one.
Yeah, and it's the Ultimate Universe, and it looks real pretty. But I gotta tell you, man, it
This
looks real
was
fucking
5.
pretty.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's
like a manga.
it actually looks so good, and there's so much like Junji Ito kind of shit in here.
Oh,
It's
that's
like
totally, yeah.
it looks really cool. It so I had a lot of opinions on this book, and like I almost wish that I hadn't said anything, because like the more I thought about it, the more I've, I don't know, I guess, warmed to it. Again, there's a lot of really interesting, Junji Ito type of shit in
Salad
here.
fingers.
Um, it's All I can say is that it's definitely not the X-Men, at least any form of X-Men that we're familiar with yet, because it's just an issue about armor and her, like, it's like it's literally like a horror manga. starring Armor, and it's called Ultimate X-Men. And I think that my issue is just that it's called Ultimate X-Men
Yeah, yeah.
because it just isn't. And I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not dumb. It's called X-Men, and there's literally no way Marvel would ever let them produce a book if the X-Men never show up. You know what I mean? Like,
Should have
we'll
been
get
called.
Cyclops eventually or something, but
Maybe it should have
I
been
don't
called
know.
Ultimate Mutants or something.
The ultimate, I don't know. Yeah, something. I don't know, but I don't know.
A lot of thoughts. Just I don't know.
I was just because I've thought about it more, and I'm just like, it's good. It is a good issue. Like, I would actually say, like, read it. It's actually very good,
Yeah.
but it's just not. I don't know. I'm a shill for this shit, you know that. And so, like, I would love to see Cyclops and Wolverine and Jean and all
Mhm.
them and Charles, and I'm sure
Which
we will.
we will,
But
yeah. We will.
um, again, the monthly thing, like, it just kills me these days. Where I'm just like, God, I'm getting so much older, and I gotta wait. And like, how old am I gonna be when I see Cyclops? And it's not gonna be that long. I'm not gonna be like 80, but it still just feels like I'm like, dude, time just passing by. Like, I don't want to wait.
Yeah, I
And
get
that's the
that.
issue. I'm the issue.
I mean, the Spectacular Spider-Man book, that seems like a Marvel Unlimited binge right there.
Yeah, no, it's seriously, yeah, no, genuinely. Like, if this book should have existed in 2016 when they brought Miles in, and it would have been like at 100 issues by now.
Yeah, more than that, probably.
Yeah.
I get it, man. I mean, you brought up X-Men. I wanted to bring up real quick because it's like manga inspired. Akira Toriyama died
Yes, he
on
did. Oh
March
yeah.
1st, actually, but it was announced
Oh, we
just this
didn't
past
know
week.
about it.
No, it was just announced like the other day. But yeah, he was only like he was in his 60s, which is very young
Hmm.
to go.
Do you know what
He is
happened?
the creator of Dragon Ball. He made the manga and he was heavily involved with the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super even and all these movies and everything. But the reason I bring him up is because his influence made a lot of people in the comic book industry become artists and whatnot.
Yeah, I
Jorge
mean,
Jimenez, for example.
yeah, I mean, okay, we look at Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Z is like, it's the most superhero comic of animes and mangas, I think, right? This is
Yeah,
as far as I'm
probably.
familiar with, and it to the even the point where, like, I love Dragon Ball Z. And yeah, the influence that Dragon Ball Z has had on art, especially like fights, like fight scenes in comic books, in movies, and everything. Like, when we walked out of Man of Steel, everyone was saying that was a Dragon Ball fight in live action. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like that kind of thing where it's like this influence of, like, what does it really mean if a guy that's that powerful punches another guy that's that powerful?
Yeah.
You know? And it's just, yeah, the influence of that is, like, I think that he's really pushed comic books and, like, the form, whether it be comics or manga, like, into a better, he's made them better because of his influence and because of
Mhm.
his, that's what he did.
And he shaped so many people's childhoods of like every single time there was a new episode, kids would watch it and they go to school and talk about it, kids and adults. I just say because I was a kid during that time, but um, he just it was a huge influence for Ray Jimenez came out and said like I wouldn't be doing art if it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z.
You remember that
And
page of Superman punching in Justice League, and
oh,
it's,
through the suns.
Jonathan, and yeah, and it's literally the father son Kamehameha that Gohan
Yeah.
does. Like, yeah, it's just like, it's everywhere. Like, his influence is everywhere. Even, like,
Mhm.
remember Creed 3?
Yeah.
Dragon Ball influence all over that
You got
shit.
the
It's a
double
boxing
punch,
movie.
yeah.
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 It's
So
awesome.
it created a lot of art in this world, not just in Dragon Ball, but elsewhere too.
Beautiful,
Yuki
man.
Demers, he is an artist who is the visual development artist on all three Spider-Verse movies, who said he wouldn't have picked up a pencil if it wasn't for Goku existing.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
well,
the
Goku is
Spider-Verse,
probably the most iconic anime character, the most iconic, manga character ever,
yeah,
probably.
Spider-Verse wouldn't even look as it is today if it wasn't for Dragon Ball,
Yeah,
essentially.
it's just crazy the influence that, like, in we were talking about The Rock earlier before we started recording, and, like, in wrestling, there's these two characters right now, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, and people are comparing them to the Goku and the Vegeta of
Oh yeah.
modern wrestling, and it's just like it gets to that point, you know what I mean, where it's like the Goku and the Vegeta is like a synonymous term.
Yeah, because people know that that's the rivals that they have
Yeah.
like
And then they eventually become buddies.
yeah, similar power level. And you get that a lot in just books in general, comics in general. You get rivals that are like it's usually like a hero and an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Sonic and Shadow, for
Sure,
example,
yeah,
like
but Sonic and Shadow were. There's no way they were not inspired by Goku and Vegeta. Everything
the
is inspired by that.
Sonic in general wouldn't be made if it wasn't for Dragon Ball. They wanted to make Dragon Ball a video game, so they made Sonic, so they
Awesome.
wouldn't get sued,
I
essentially.
think I read that like even you look at like because you can make a lot of you can argue that Dragon Ball is inspired a lot by like American comics. Obviously, it's kind of a circular thing where like obviously Goku is Superman.
Yeah.
Like people make the debate Goku versus Superman, but like no, Goku's literally like the last son of a dead planet. He's
Hmm.
Superman, but it's kind of circular. I remember reading recently that like when the manga industry was in its infancy, they called Stan Lee and they asked for like advice and help. And Stan Lee helped and he
Well,
like I don't know exactly know what he did, but like I know that he had an influence in that. So it's just like it is this circular thing where it's like all of these industries help to create like a better product overall. And I
hmm
think that he especially like the probably the most recognized name in manga has I mean we will we will never know a world where like his influence isn't felt.
yeah, and there's a lot of anime out there, manga out there where it's more popular in just Japan or it's popular in America and Japan. Dragon Ball is popular everywhere in the world.
Yes,
Like
it is. Yep.
I read a story recently that the cartel in Mexico,
Yes, yeah, I read this
they
too.
they wouldn't perform any crimes if there was a new Dragon Ball Z episode out.
I read that they recently agreed to a ceasefire because he died.
Yeah.
That's fucking the cartel. They don't listen to the government.
The Spanish voice actor for Goku is considered an A-list celebrity in Mexico.
Yeah. Did you see like there's people like when they would what's it called line up in front of like the episodes and it would look like it would look like the World Cup basically like a million people lined up in front of like a Goku versus Broly.
Yeah,
Awesome.
because he it was just that big of an influence. Like people were obsessed with these characters, but I mean it makes sense for how crazy it was.
Yeah. I mean it's awesome. Like Dragon Ball's awesome.
Hmm.
It is like such it's like large scale shit. It's it is like it's hard to even describe because there's so much to it. There's so many interesting characters, there's so many interesting worlds, and like uh, this just so much that's cool about it. Everyone has a favorite character, everyone has a favorite everything.
And going back to the inspiration here with Sonic, Sonic is Goku, Shadow's Gohan. There's a time traveling character named Silver who has the same exact story as like Trunks in Dragon
Mhm.
Ball.
Is
So it's
Trunks?
like the
Yeah,
time
Trunks
traveling
is my favorite character. Yeah,
and like
thickest outfit too.
seven Dragon Balls, seven Chaos Emeralds. So it's like so much influence
It's
goes into
crazy.
that. And even then it's like, oh, you get all seven, you suddenly the hair on you turns gold.
Yeah, yeah.
Super
How
Saiyan,
many times have we heard
Supersonic.
that? Like, oh, they go Super Saiyan. Like that's just again, it's just like a term.
Yeah. So I don't know. Rest in peace. But
Yeah,
yeah, I just want to bring that up because even though it is a manga creator, he has such a big influence. I guess I was gonna say on comics, but the entire world in general, just
yeah. Just on
art,
art.
fictional characters. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Oh, what else?
Is there more news? Did we ever go any? Did we go over any news? I mean, you said that there's a
Superman's
little
filming in
bit.
Norway, and the original actor that played Juggernaut in like X3 said
God,
no
he's
to
the
being in
Juggernaut bitch.
Deadpool 3.
He got asked.
He got asked, but he said no because he didn't want to be in the suit again, and Ryan Reynolds wanted him in the suit again.
Wasn't there a Juggernaut in Deadpool 2?
Yeah, but it was like CGI.
Why
Remember
not?
X3 Juggernaut? It was like just a
Yeah,
guy.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
don't remember, but that's so weird. Why would they not? I guess as the joke, right?
yeah,
That's now I'm just imagining that. That's so odd.
yeah. But he
All
was
right.
like, "No, it's too painful in general."
I
So,
guess it is. I guess it would be painful, huh?
mhm. Next, yeah, that was kind of it for news at the moment. There's still the Norway stuff.
There's still the Norway
like
stuff, dude.
Superman filming in Norway.
Still brand is yeah. Well, he's the Fortress of Solitude, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
What are you reading right now, though?
what am I reading right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I'm reading Deadly Class. Like, I have the compendium. It's the entirety of the book. It's every issue of the book. Like, it's all in the one compendium. It's 56 issues. And like I said, I just a lot of times cannot find the time or space to like really dive into it. But I think it's awesome. It is sick. Did you ever hear about Deadly Class? You know that they made a television show about it.
What they did? No, I didn't.
Yeah. Well, it's basically this one homeless kid named Marcus gets there is a school. Imagine, Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters, but instead of training mutants, they're training assassins. Like this, like, if your dad works for the CIA or your dad works for the KGB or all over the world, your dad is the cartel leader or whatever, they send their kids to the school where they will be trained to be the next generation of assassins.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the book is about. So it's this high school John Hughes, kind of deal with assassinations and martial arts and murder and drugs and all that. It's kind of
Oh,
like
everything you need in yeah, Deadly
yeah,
Class.
exactly. And it's I don't know, it's fascinating to me
Mm-hmm.
because like there's a character that kind of there's a character for every, let's say, like world drug or crime thing that we could I think of. There's a character that's from the cartel. There's a character that's like in American street crimes. There's a character that works with the Yakuza, like all that kind of stuff. There's a
Mm-hmm.
character that works for the KGB, and it's like mixing all these things, and it makes you realize, like, oh yeah, I guess the world has like these echoes, like the real world has these echoes of things where, like,
Yeah.
crime exists everywhere. And the characters are very interesting. I don't really want to get into anything deeper because, like, the last issue I really read had some big spoilers that I fucked over for myself, because I googled some answers and like I should not have, and it really annoyed me. But it is good stuff, and I think I just love Rick Remender because I'm also reading a book he did called Fear
Is it
Agent,
the writer?
and yeah, he's the writer.
Oh, okay.
Rick Remender is a writer of a lot of image books, and he has written shit that is like masterpieces. Like he wrote, like I said, Fear Agent is one that I'm reading. It's so good. It's just like a like just crazy sci-fi shit. I love crazy sci-fi shit.
Yeah.
Black Science, he wrote. I'm trying to think of more. He has written some Marvel stuff. He wrote Uncanny Avengers, like the original run. He wrote no, yeah, Uncanny X Force, which I don't know if you've read Uncanny X Force. It's the one with Kid Apocalypse.
No,
It
I
is
haven't.
literally, genuinely one of the best Marvel comics.
What?
Like, we put it up. There's so many good Marvel books in the 2000s, like so many good ones.
Yeah.
JMS on Spider-Man and New Avengers and you know
Yeah.
Astonishing X-Men and all that. It's one of those. Like, it's just up there. It's
What?
one of the better ones too. It's so fucking good. Like, you would love it, especially. It's so good.
Okay.
Uncanny
I'm
X Force.
I've been reading
It might be in that era where you were left off as well,
wait, is it X
like
Force? No.
2008, nine.
What am I reading right now? X Factor. Yeah.
Yes,
Like 2000 X Factor because I hear that was like the best thing ever. Start
well,
reading
there's a
that.
lot of good. Marvel was batting on all cylinders, man.
It's good, but my God,
I'm
is
trying
it
to find
slow?
X Force.
It's so
Yeah,
slow. I'm like 20 issues in. It's taking me like 2 months to get through these 20
Uncanny X
issues.
Force, 2010. It started. It's 36
Okay.
issues. Not super long, but it
Does
is
is
like
this like Wolverine and Deadpool are on
excellent.
the team?
Wolverine, Deadpool, Archangel, Phantom X, Psylocke.
Yeah,
It's kind of
okay,
a
I
small
know.
team, but it's like they all get arcs. They all get everything. Uncanny Avengers is one of my favorite books from the era that it came out. I think it's fucking awesome. It's a lot of controversy for around that book because that's the book where Havoc gives the speech where he's like, I don't like the word mutant. We shouldn't use the word mutant.
Right.
And I don't see the issue with that. I never saw the issue with that. Like, that's his opinion. And in the Marvel universe, there's other books where people disagree with him. It's like, it's not Rick Remender saying that like there's no such thing as identity. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's just Havoc doesn't believe in this and he's his own person.
Yeah. Yeah,
But yeah,
it's
that
interesting
book's
route to
awesome.
go. Okay. Right now, I have been very nostalgic, sorry, thanks to this podcast, really.
Nostalgic.
Yeah, I am.
The Archie ones?
No. So
Oh, the IDW ones?
so yeah, Archie got sued because of Ken Penders, which we've talked about on the podcast
Is
before.
that why I
Ken
can't find any of those issues anywhere?
Probably, yeah. I mean, they're not
Fuck.
being printed
Why the
anymore
fuck,
because Ken
Ken?
Pender, he
What the hell,
sued. He
man?
took so many characters to the point where Ian Flynn, the writer for the past like few years, was just like, I can't really write. Like all my main cast is gone except for like Sonic and Tails. He's like,
He
I
doesn't have like
can't.
Knuckles?
Yeah, Knuckles. Yeah, he has Knuckles too, but Knuckles was doing his own thing at the time. So with the characters that Ken Pender sued over. So he's like, okay, well, they don't exist anymore. So they left Archie, and Sonic Team's just like, hey, this is up for grabs. If any company wants to make Sonic comics, they sell extremely well. So feel free. We want the same creative team, like Ian Flynn was the writer. We want Ian Flynn to continue writing. So
Mhm.
IDW bought them and said,
I
we
did see
will
that, yeah.
let you do Sonic comics, but it can't be continuing anything that you've done the past 25 years.
So they just had
So
to reboot.
they had to reboot. And at the time, I think I was like 18 or 19 when this started. I was so
Mhm.
salty. And I was like, I don't like, I've read 25 years worth of this comic. Now it's restarted. It's like New 52. It's like if you read all
Yeah.
DC, the New 52 happened when you've been reading comics for years. Like you'd be annoyed. Sonic was New 52. So I was very annoyed. So I read the first four issues and then I'm like, this sucks.
But
Because
you've been
they're,
reading it now, though?
yeah, well, the first four issues at the time, it was like telling you tales this kind of thing. I'm like, I know all this. So
Oh, it's like retelling the origin story.
yeah, so I was like, this is so slow. Like I don't like this at all. So I dropped it. But I've been feeling nostalgic and I keep hearing that it's like the IDW books are way better than Archie's ever been. So I'm like,
Damn. How's
no
that make you
way.
feel?
Yeah, so I was like, no way. So I started reading it yesterday, actually. And I'm like, I'll read after the four issues because I know it's like a four issue setup and then it picks up at issue five. That's what I read. So I started with issue five and I'm like, oh my God, this is actually really
Is it
good.
good?
I'm on like issue 23 right now after like a day. So I've been binging it and it's
Is it?
really, really good.
But it's different, right? Like it's got
It's
different
different.
stories. It's
They
new.
do different stuff. They did a zombie apocalypse arc that's really, really good. It's called Metal
Wait,
Virus, but what?
what does that even mean?
Like they it's basically like a zombie arc. It's like Walking Dead in the
I could
Sonic
read this
universe.
stuff too. It's
You
on
could.
Map, and oh man, and we could just chat about Sonic,
If you
IDW
I was gonna
Sonic.
say, even if Harper and JD were here, which I guess JD isn't coming unless he messaged. No. If JD and Harper were here, I would literally say like, okay, JD, you will hate it because it's not the American flag isn't in it. But Harper and you, Tyler, I actually think would might enjoy
Harper would
this.
like it. You think Harper would read? He, but he
Mhm.
okay. He would never read that.
No,
You could never get him to read that.
no,
I
never.
might. I could see myself doing it.
But the thing is, like the Archie comics is its own like universe kind of thing. And IDW, they started mentioning things in IDW. I'm like, I recognize this. So I looked it up, and the IDW comics are canon to the games, which blew my mind.
Oh,
I had no idea. So there's a game
it's,
called Sonic Forces, which is terrible. It takes place
I
right
heard.
after
I
that, though.
apparently I own it.
Yeah, sorry, we found out you do. It's a bad game, but this takes place right after that because they started mentioning stuff. Basically, there's this whole thing with Dr. Eggman, which is where it gets really good when he shows up, where he has no memories and he's just like a guy that's just like he knows how to
Yeah,
fix things, so he calls himself Mr.
he's
Fix
just a
It.
fat guy with a mustache.
Yeah, and they're just like, no, you've killed a lot of people.
You blew up
Like
the
you
moon, dude.
Yeah, you blew up the moon and everything. So like you gotta like serve time and everything. But he's
It's
like,
all
but
happened, right? Yeah, that
yeah,
has happened.
yeah, but he
Oh,
doesn't remember. And they've confirmed that he has no memories at all. And Shadow shows up at one point and he's just like, no, this guy needs to like he basically needs to die. Like I'm gonna kill him right now. And Sonic's like, no, 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 no. There's this time where he helped us, and he like references another game from like 2001. It's like, remember when he helped us in that era? And Shadow's just like, yeah, but remember when he blew up half the planet? Sonic's like, oh yeah. And Shadow like yells at him. He's like,
is this post werewolf
yeah.
Sonic? Oh my gosh.
So there's a flashback to the cutscene that I showed you guys last week of like the planet being blown up. Shadow's like, remember when he did that? Remember how many countries are just gone now? And Sonic's like, oh, that's a good point.
Jeez, that's
It's
awesome.
yeah, so it's like it's referencing all this stuff, and I'm like, wow, this is actually like good. It's still like they're not doing genocide and stuff like they did before, but
Not yet, though.
yeah, I'm only a few issues in, so
What happens if they do Tommy Turtles again? Tommy Turtle again?
I hope Tommy Turtle shows up. I'm
Because that would make
actually
him canon to the games, though.
for this podcast, I looked up on just a subreddit. I'm just like, have there been like really dark moments? Have I like got them all? So I looked up like dark moments in Sonic games, and then people were like, or Sonic comics, people were bringing up a lot of things that I forgot about. But one person commented saying like, I don't know, I was like 10 years old and watched Tommy Turtle get disintegrated, and it kind of messed me up. And people were
Messed me
replying
up.
like, yeah, like he willingly wanted to die. It's
But he,
like,
but he also committed genocide, so it's like,
yeah,
you know,
it's like I don't want to live a life in prison. Like death is better.
damn.
Yeah, man.
But if they did Tommy Turtle, that would make him canon to the games, though, right?
Yeah, which he's not at the moment.
And that other guy, what's his name? Well, Mammoth Mongol.
Yeah, Mammoth Mongol is not canon either because he's
That
just
would
Vandal
make him
Savage.
canon, though.
He's Vandal Savage and Kingpin combined. But no, yeah, the this encyclopedia is the dark age of Archie comics with Scourge the
Interesting.
Hedgehog and everything. I want
Have you
JD
read
to
the
be here for a certain Sonic lore,
lore?
but because it's brutal, but he's not here, so maybe I won't say it again.
Have you read the IDW Ninja Turtle stuff?
No, I've heard great things, and I know a lot about the new turtle.
The new, oh yes, they are relaunching soon, right? Like they're Jason Aaron is
Yeah,
taking over Ninja Turtles.
yeah. With the reboot, I think.
No, I think it's the same. It's not actually a reboot. I read. It's like it's just a relaunch. It's issue
Oh,
one, but it's the same canon.
that's good for the people that are
Yeah.
reading Ninja Turtles because here it's great.
Well, yeah, I've read probably the first book, and it. Oh my god, it's so interesting because it does all of the old. How much of the Eastman Laird stuff have you read of the
Mm,
original black and white
oh,
Mirage
I
Ninja
read
Turtles?
the up to the farmhouse arc. If have you read it?
Yeah,
So
I've
that's
read some
like
of them.
23 issues in,
So you got
maybe.
through like I think that's all they did though, right? Like they only did like 26 or something.
Maybe.
But they did what? So issue one is the whole movie where it's Shredder and all that, and then just immediately we're going to different universes with Triceratons and um Krangs, whatever, the Utrom and all that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Aliens and stuff.
But in the IDW stuff, I love that they first of all, I love all the I know it's not like the iconic look, but I love the red masks on everyone. I think
Hmm.
it's sick. And I
Yeah,
love that they do that in the
but like you
IDW stuff.
can't, it's hard to tell who's who.
At least everyone
Exactly.
has their weapons, but yeah, it's well when it was black and white, it was impossible to
Yeah.
tell who's who. But I don't know. I think that's cool. I like just the mixture. The IDW stuff has like everything. It has like
Yeah.
all of the. It's like got the somewhat the vibe of the Eastman Laird stuff because that stuff is just so grim and gritty and dark.
Hmm.
And then also just the wacky cartoon shit. Like so good.
Yeah. IGW is
I've
a
been
good
really
company.
thinking. I've been really thinking about watching that movie again. The one we watched, Ninja Turtles one.
Oh, from 1990.
Yeah, I'm like
Watch
maybe
Secret of the
this. Like,
Ooze.
no, I hate Secret Thieves.
Secret of the Ooze is good.
He doesn't have the. He can't even use the nunchucks.
Yeah, you
He's gonna use
can't.
salami
Yeah.
because parents were afraid that he was gonna.
Parents were upset
Parents were.
because, yeah, it was
There was so much
promoting
violence.
using violent weapons on people.
It's like they're called ninjas. You know
Yeah, they're using ninja weapons here.
how many kids did you know that had nunchucks? You know what I
No
mean?
one.
It's like you're not one. But they're afraid that kids are gonna bash each other's heads in with nunchucks.
Which they did, but you know,
Yeah, but it doesn't anything. It's neither here nor there. It's
look,
like
it's
Casey
just
Jones exists, and kids have baseball bats. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
so what's the
Casey
issue with the
Jones
nunchucks?
isn't in the sequel though.
And he's not. Yeah, exactly. Because I think first of all, Casey Jones is definitely homeless in the original movie.
He sleeps on a
so
bench for sure.
so
Yeah.
yeah, like and when April's house burns down, he never says we could go to my house. He doesn't have one.
No, we go to my bench.
Yeah, exactly. So
He's
it's
in the
like
third one. He's not in the
maybe
second
the
one.
kids are like, or maybe the moms did whatever, were like, oh, we don't want to promote our kids being friends with, homeless vagrants that, walk the streets and fight crime or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, again, we're in this for the pizza and the turtles, man. Like,
Hmm.
we're not actually going to kill each other.
Yeah.
The Foot Clan have the sickest place ever,
Oh yeah.
with like half pipes and arcade games and cigarettes. And I think that no kid, like, every kid wanted to do that,
Yeah.
but they're
Especially
the
in the
bad guys.
90s, early
Yeah.
90s. Like, yeah.
So it's like, I just think the mom and like, leave it alone. Leave the Ninja Turtles alone.
Hmm.
Don't
I
censor the
mean,
Ninja Turtles.
you're complaining about a problem from 30 years
Yeah,
ago, but
yeah, 30 years ago, I know, but I've just been thinking about it recently. It's just so funny to me.
because like Mutant Mayhem's the current
It's a good
Turtles,
one.
and yeah, it's great. It's not
It's probably the best
as
one.
it's good that it's animated because you could show this violence here and it's fine. But I also think like
Yeah.
violence in movies today with Ninja
Yeah, violence in
Turtles,
movies and sex on TV.
yeah, like it's people are okay with it now. When the 90s, it was like my child is watching this mutant turtle with a sword hitting people.
Well,
But now it's
I
like
think
it's
there's an
fine.
audience now if they ever wanted to do like gritty Ninja Turtles again. If they ever like
Yeah.
did like an animated movie like of the gritty Ninja Turtles or something, I think that there is an
I
audience for that.
mean, Last Ronin's supposed to be like God of War style game.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot they did the last Ronin. I'm surprised
Yeah.
they're not gonna make a last Ronin movie.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that too, but they are doing the video game.
Yeah. Well, I guess Nickelodeon owns it now,
Did
don't
you
they?
read Last Ronin?
No.
It's such a good
Sad,
idea. I feel like it could have been executed a
right?
lot better.
Sad, right?
It
I
is,
do
yeah,
see it all the
Mikey
time.
does try to die in it.
I do see it all the time where I like, and there's a new one, right? There's like a Last
Last
Ronin
Ronin
2.
too. Hmm.
Yeah. With new turtles,
Yeah. But
which is
they're like a
fine.
snapping turtle and like they're different kind of turtles, which is
And I guess
cool.
that's fun, like
Yeah.
continue the legacy, but like, I don't know.
But it's like it's continuing the legacy in the way that
I
like
haven't read it, so
Jace Fox is doing the legacy of Batman. Like,
yeah, it's like, no one's actually ever going to care about these other turtles like that.
yeah, it's interesting that they exist, but yeah, they're not going to do anything with it. But yeah, I guess that's it. No De Grazia,
Damn.
which
A
is really
very
sad.
rare just you and me podcast. There's only
Yeah,
one of these, and it was when we shit on Aquaman.
this is like the yeah. That's right. That wasn't even that
Such a
long
bad
ago.
movie, dude. Every time I open up HBO Max and it's like, watch Aquaman 2, and I'm like, I will not watch Aquaman 2 right
I
now.
don't think I'll ever do it again in my life.
In
Like
your
watch
life.
Aquaman 2.
No, you will. When they make a new Aquaman movie and you go back and you watch Aquaman 1 and 2.
Oh god, what if they make a new Aquaman movie and be like, this should have been like Aquaman of the Lost Kingdom. That was better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they you know what? They really should have given up when they peaked at Lost Kingdom. Yeah.
Yeah, where they didn't know what to do with Mara and they had Orm as your comedic relief
And they had
character
Orm eat a beetle
as
and
the
be like, "Oh, it's pretty good."
final scene of the DCEU, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
I do have extremely dark Sonic lore that I will talk about with JD and Harper on.
Exciting.
But yeah, I guess for the people listening, check out Sonic by IDW. There'll be references and stuff that you miss, but for the most part, they catch you up pretty quick. And very early on, they introduced two like original comic characters, so that are asked questions to that like are there that they don't know all these things going on, so
Interesting.
it's described to them.
Ride along characters.
But it's good for people that like didn't grow up with the games and everything. 'Cause they don't know what's going on. So Sonic
Good for
has to
anybody that
explain.
isn't you.
Yeah, basically, because the main villain of the first arc is a villain from Sonic Heroes from 2004. So, and they
Damn.
just mentioned like, wow, I haven't seen you
Since Sonic Heroes.
since yeah,
This
since
is this is
that
worse than that time we fought you with Sonic Heroes.
yeah, they
Yeah.
I mean obviously better written. But yeah, it's
It's
good and
impossible to be
I think
better than
people
that.
will enjoy it. So, check it out. But yeah, I guess that's it for us. We'll hopefully be back
All right.
next week. And if we're not, check our Instagram at a hero story because we'll explain why then and
Or we
there.
won't.
Probably, maybe not. I don't know. But maybe Harper will be back. Maybe JD will be back. JD even said that this time worked for him.
But he said
But
he would be late.
Yeah, and then he said he'll be a little bit late. And I
Yeah,
messaged him before recording, like, when will he be on? He's be like, I should be on pretty quick.
it's classic JD though.
Yeah, expected. He probably got abducted, which is kind of funny. He's in a UFO
Yeah.
now. But yeah. Thank you. Bada boom, bada bing. Bye bye.